A lying middle-aged man died of tuberculosis. Because of being roasting, his feet keep curling up. His son Balram is watching nearby. A young boy like him can't understand that it is due to chemistry, physics or biology. He only knows that after his father died, he keeps resisting his fate. He faints in grief. Balram was born in the caste system of India. Although his last name is very humble, his school record is very good. The teacher tells him there will be a white tiger king and tigers every 100 years, but for the village, he is the once in 100 years white tiger. However, this white tiger, because of the death of his father, he is forced to return home to start working for money. The whole village every year will give 1/3 of their income to high caste landlords. In this system, low caste is like a chicken locked in a coop waiting to be slaughtered. Other chickens can see the blood of their friend and also know that the next one is themselves, but they can't resist. Although Balram is naturally intelligent, because of the environmental impact, he also considers himself as a servant of the high caste, but he is not willing to stay in the village forever. He hears from the tea house where he works that the landlord's son Ashik has returned from studying in the United States and now he needs a driver. For Balram, this is the chance for the cart to leap over the dragon's gate. Under his clever words, Grandma gives him money to learn to drive. He goes to the landlord's mansion for an interview. As soon as he meets the landlord, he gets down and caresses his shoes, then squats down and licks them. Then squats down and licks them. His low and degrading attitude makes the landlord very satisfied, so he successfully passes the first round of interviews. But if he wants to be a servant of the master, his family will also be investigated. If the servant betrays later, all members of their family will be implicated. Balram's life is clean, so he successfully enters a very small room in the mansion. He is already satisfied. However, he is just a substitute for the driver. When the primary driver is playing with the master's child, he is doing all kinds of chores. Of course, his mind can't be at ease, so he starts to follow the primary driver, then successfully finds his misdeed. Just this small misdeed makes the driver who has worked at the master's house for 20 years lose his job. It turns out the chicken not only do not resist but also kill each other. To stabilize and expand the family business, Ashik and his brother are going to the capital Delhi to maintain relations. His newly married wife Pinky will go with them. Because the primary driver is fired, Balram successfully gets the opportunity to go to the capital. Driving the Mitsubishi Pajero, wearing a driver's uniform, he feels that he is no longer who he used to be. I'm driving to Delhi in an air-conditioned car. Of course, this is just his fantasy. Balram successfully delivers the master to the hotel. As a servant, he can only carry freight to the elevator. But for him, this place is already so magnificent. After that, he goes into the underground garage. His resting place is right here in this dark underground garage. On the following days, he drives to take his master and a red bag to go to meet all kinds of dignitaries. Compared to the brother who shows disrespect to the lower castes, Ashik, who has received American education, makes Balram feel warm. Because of family affairs, the brother has to come back, so next is his time alone with Ashik and the wife. He looks at his teeth in the mirror, then starts brushing them insanely. Just a moment ago, he was disgusted by his mistress Pinky. Your mouth is full of the bad smell of betel nut. Although he is a servant, he also has the pride of a man. Brushing his teeth, he hates his dead father. He hates his father for giving birth to him but didn't let him live like a human. This is his first time brushing his teeth. Before that, a low caste, he didn't even know what toothpaste is. He keeps brushing insanely but still can't brush off the stains on his teeth anyway. It's like he can't wash away his origin. Ashik, who has received American education, treats him very well, but compared to Pinky, who grows up in the United States, Balram seems to feel equal. They often even go beyond the boundaries of master and servant and become friends. This makes him feel that he is not like the other servants. Even when returning to his hometown, he will appear out of tune. Driving the master's car, wearing a decent uniform, constantly making noise to attract people's attention, he's like a person who drives a luxury car back to the village for the new year regardless of whether he makes money outside or not. However, he still can't free himself from his native family. His family just concentrates on counting the money he brings back. Grandma keeps babbling about finding a good wife for him and they can get married by the end of the year. But Balram has just seen the outside world. He can't tie himself here anymore. Sometimes Balram even feels that he and Ashik are the same. When he hates the pressure and incomprehension of his native family, Ashik doesn't like his family's coal business and has more advanced ideas. These same feelings make Balram more loyal to the master. But he doesn't know they're actually two worlds. This night is Pinky's birthday. Balram is outside waiting for the master, who is joining the party. Both of them have drunk a lot of alcohol. On a whim, the mistress lets Balram leave the driving position, then starts racing on the streets in the middle of the night. As a result, they run over a child. 3 people get out of the car. Ashik and his wife panic. They want to call the police, but Balram is very calm. In poor families in India, it's normal to have dozens of children. Many parents can't even remember their children's names, so maybe no one will call the police at all. In the garage, he carefully wipes off the bloodstain on the car. That night, Balram sleeps with a smile. When the master faces the most difficult things, he will never leave. He has shown his greatest loyalty to his master. The next day, the landlord and the brother are all here. They invite Balram into the house with a smile on his face. This is the kindness he has never experienced, but in a flash, his smile disappears. The landlord brings a lawyer and tells Balram to sign a surrender paper. That night I drove myself and had run over. In the family member column, Grandma has already signed. It seems that the master's family has taken care of his family. Ashik is standing nearby looking but doesn't refute, and Pinky, that has always been equal to him, doesn't show up at all. He trades his greatest loyalty for the bloody betrayal. There is no choice for him at all. Those days he is suffering, waiting for the police to come all the time. The master calls him into the room. Ashik and his wife are also here. Thing is subsided, or we can say that it didn't break out at all. As he said, no one called the police. Even if someone wants to call the police, low-caste untouchables can't get into the police station. So he doesn't have to take the blame anymore. Now he can feel relieved. The hands that are massaging the landlord's leg loosen. As a result, hurry up and massage my feet. He is still a degrading servant. Pinky doesn't want to stay in this country anymore. That night, Pinky leaves India behind Ashik's back. When parting, maybe because of a guilty feeling, she gives Balram a stack of money. Ashik knows about his wife's departure. Under constant insults, Balram pushes Ashik down. When they calm down, Ashik says, "I wish they had sent you to jail." Although he had studied in the United States, in essence, he is still a traditional high-caste person with no change. However, in this resistance, Balram's essence changes slightly. The wife's departure makes Ashik drunk, and drunk that he also calls the beautiful girls to come. When Balram sees a drunk and unconscious Ashik, after that, he begins to try on all kinds of expensive clothes of the master and drink foreign wine that he has never drunk before. When the brother brings Pinky's divorce agreement, Ashik is very angry, and as a low-caste servant, Balram endures his anger. When he returns to the garage, looking at the 9,300 rupees that the mistress gave him, he just thinks it's an insult. This is what he almost has to trade half of his life for. He starts to become angry and can't be loyal anymore. He makes a high-value car repair invoice, resells petrol tanks, picks up and drops off paying guests. When Ashik and the brother are talking, Balram will stare at their lips. Through lips language, he knows he is going to be replaced. After the brother has left Delhi, Ashik still goes to meet the dignitaries. By chance, Balram sees the money in the bag. He always knows what is inside, but knowing is different from seeing. Moreover, he is now full of anger towards Ashik's family, so he starts planning. This cock wants to escape the cage, but if he kills Ashik and robs money, his family surely won't survive. A little cousin in his hometown sends him a letter. Grandma blames him for not sending money to his family and tells him to go home immediately to marry the arranged bride. The next day, Ashik gives him a holiday. The rich never give alms for no reason. He just wants to interview a new driver. On holiday, he goes to the zoo. He sees the once-in-a-lifetime white tiger. It's a bold and powerful king. Balram faints like when his father was cremated, but this time is because of excitement. He sees the beauty of the world. At this moment, he is no longer a low-caste servant. In the evening, he takes Ashik to see a rich man. It's raining heavily outside. Using the car's breakdown as an excuse, he fools Ashik out of the car, then uses the glass bottle that he already prepared to kill Ashik without any hesitation. He takes his little cousin to pass through many cities. He has learned a lot when he worked for Ashik. He knows how to deal with today's predicament. He carries the red bag to the police station's director. Therefore, his wanted poster is removed. Moreover, with the director's help, he quickly starts a taxi company in the local area. He really broke through the chicken coop and become a white tiger. As for the other family members, it doesn't matter. He knows clearly that in this place, people can never get rich without a windfall. Hurry up and follow me.